let's go test this thing out, which I think is a tremendous value because let's talk about this unboxing. All of this, plus the camera, you couldn't even get a very, very old GoPro for that. So I think there's a lot of value here as long as the image and the quality looks good. I think there's only one way to establish that. Let's go play with it. I thought a great place to start this off was to have this time lapse running behind. While I tell you about some of the basic features of this camera, I have to tell you up front, I am not going to edit the colors, do any color grading, anything like that. So these are exactly how they came out of these cameras. And obviously with just a little bit of work, they could be improved a ton. But this is just the natural look of the camera. So you can tell the XTU is the S6, which is 4K, 30 frames per second. You can shoot a 20 megapixel image in this action camera, which includes image stabilization 4.0, which is their newest standard. You can take this to 131 feet underwater with the case. It comes standard with a 64 gigabit card, which is just such a nice plus that you don't need that. It's great for sports, diving, motorcycles. Well, let's not say it's great for that. How about we go test it out? You can now see a reasonable difference between a GoPro time-lapse and the time-lapse here on the XTU. All right, so let's just try it this way, selfie style, on a noisy street. What is there, a bus here behind me or something like that? Truck, super noisy truck on a busy street walking. How's the audio? How's the image? I don't know, I'm just looking at little screens right now. You'll have to tell me when you look at the video. Comment below. Let me know. What do you think of the two images? We got GoPro and we got XTU. What are your thoughts? So I'm editing this video and I noticed two things. Number one, when I did my snorkeling, I still had it on time-lapse. So that was completely unusable, but thankfully we have a pool here, hence the messed up hair, because we're going for a swim. And the other thing I didn't do is I didn't do any really good examples of image stabilization. So I'm doing like a little walk out here in the semi-woods. We go from the sun into the dark, which is another really good question in terms of how it handles those situations. Comment below if you like it, if you think it's going well. While you're doing that, if this is helpful, please remember to subscribe, give this video a like, and yeah, start that conversation. What do you think about this video, this XTU camera so far? I am really liking it, but what do you think about it compared to the GoPro? Now, obviously that GoPro is wildly more pricey than the XTU, but I think there's a really good kind of value proposition there. But you're gonna let me know in the comments, right? Hey, let's go for a swim. Okay, this is not quite the beautiful Bahamas, but this should work for a really good example of what this looks like underwater. So I thought some juicy slow-mo shots would be great for me to wrap this up and give you my overall impression. And I have to say, I have been incredibly impressed with this. The battery life has been great. I think the image quality and what you can do with this, especially when comparing it to that state-of-the-art GoPro, is absolutely unbelievable for the amount of greenbacks that this costs compared to that GoPro or a DJI. It is absolutely incredible. I always include a link in the description, but there also may be a link right there on the screen in front of you. What do you say we go do that unboxing? You watched the review, you're still watching here. Let's talk about what comes with it so that you have an understanding. Obviously, you get the camera itself, you get a wire, you get some cool straps. This is for attaching it to like a handlebar or car somewhere. These are replaceable delete pads for these, which are flat mounts and a curved mount. No, two flat mounts. This is a mount. This is the elevated mount that go on the flat mount. This is the skeleton case to put it on a GoPro style mount. Here are like 6 random GoPro-ish kind of adapters. I'm only saying that because that's standard. And then this one, I believe, is another longer strap, safety strap, and your remote for it. Hope this was helpful.